All right, we're on. As promised, we're going to do a double after hours this week since there won't be anyone next week because I'll be on the road. But we're going to finish up tonight's B74.2 build, and we're going to pick up where I left off. You can see my shock towers are nice and shiny. Kind of a neat look to them. And we're going to go back to page 10 and get these on first, and then we'll... I think we got the turnbuckles, the shocks, the slipper, you know, all the important stuff to do. Got a lot to do tomorrow. I was even thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't be on here tonight because I do have a lot of summer series related stuff to finish up on. Got to get all the door prizes just right and get all that stuff counted out. The track's good, so I don't have to worry about that. So I guess I got that going for me. So, okay, front shock tower. Just to recap, we got pretty far last night. Got the front knuckles on. Your steering, got all the front and rear diffs done. Arms are on, arm supports, all that good stuff. So we're making progress. John Haas was on the track today. The tabletop that's not a tabletop anymore has had a couple people still think it's a tabletop. So, yeah, I kind of figured that. I figured that would happen. I'm actually more worried about the actual tabletop of guys sending it off behind the wall there. I think that's probably going to happen a few times. So I might try to put something up there tomorrow. For those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, we made a little track change for our last Summer Series race, and it's quite a bit different. It's pretty fun. But it's like when you have a straightaway and then you change the straightaway so there's no straightaway. Or we've had it happen before. I remember one race, Emerson actually, we were going the opposite direction from what we had been doing, so he actually like ran into somebody going the opposite way on the straightaway many years ago. So probably finish that up tomorrow. That's kind of one of those things I was thinking about. I probably should have been at the track right now, actually, but I'll fit it all in. I will definitely fit it all in. It's all going to work out. I just got to remember that it usually all works out. We might actually be doing some after hours videos, live streams on Thursdays at some point this year. I have an F1 carpet car that I want to race on Wednesdays, so we might be shifting around some stuff here and there. But I'll kind of figure that out when we get there, I guess. Jeez. So right now we're going to get our shock towers on, and then I think we break into the rear hubs, and then the turnbuckles. Ugh. My least favorite part of building a car are the turnbuckles. This should only take a couple of hours. I'm going to try to hurry it up a little bit too, because like I said, I need this computer to work on some Summer Series stuff for tomorrow. We've got, man, just a lot of stuff going on. I know I've said that already, but I mean it. I have a lot of stuff going on. Rode my scooter to work today. It was kind of cold. And then on the way home, not only was it kind of cold, but it was like spitting rain. I was really worried about, I don't trust myself riding in the rain yet. And it was cold. And I was wearing shorts. It's kind of weird. First day of fall and the temperatures just drop. Another push broom bites the dust at the Plex. The HobbyPlex is the graveyard of push brooms. That's pretty funny. Rear body mount. That is pretty funny. 3x12, which should be this one. Where's my drill at? There's my drill. If the tears are down, I read. What does this screw into? Huh. Yeah, we probably need a wooden handled one and lighter bristles. The best push broom I ever had was one that was God, I can't even talk. Had these like super light, not like heavy. You know how when you get a broom and sometimes the bristles are too close together and they're too hard. I think that's one reason why. I think that's one reason why you can mess one up pretty easily. So the wing mounts, there's a negative -2 and a 0, and it calls for -2. Just keep an eye on that if you're building this. Come on, there we go. So that actually screws into that. Anybody watch She-Hulk? I have a theory about She-Hulk that I would like to pass on to everybody out there. My theory is that you shouldn't take anything that happens in She-Hulk seriously. Like, I'm not trying to diss the show, but it's a comedy. Like, the show's supposed to be a comedy, so it's not like a, oh my gosh, like, what's going to happen type stuff. Like, you know, eventually they're going to show the MCU version of Daredevil. They're going to get to it, you know. And then I watched, like I said last night, I watched Andor. That's good. That's really good. It is a very good show. I knocked out Cobra Kai when it dropped. Was it last Friday? I watched all 10 episodes. that morning. So that was... Cobra Kai is so great. Such a good show. Ah, I missed. My wife's watching Game of Thrones, and I cannot bring myself to watch that show just based on how the previous one ended. I'm just jaded. Plus, it's just another streaming service you got to get, you know? We've gone from, like, cable, you know, to streaming services, basically doing the same thing. I'm sure you guys are tuning in to watch me talk about different streaming shows out there. Starting to look like a car. Dang it. See Jackson Anderson's on here, down in Texas, doing calculus homework. Jackson's the kind of person that'll tell you that he's doing calculus homework just so that you know that he can do calculus. Speaking of Game of Thrones, it's like the people that are like, "Oh, the book's so much better. Did you read the books?" They just say that so you can believe that they read the books. For now, we're going to use these plastic wing buttons, but eventually I'll get my red ones on here. I usually use red because I think they look cooler.
That's it.
Hello.
It's done, so no more pounding.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Emily Bagley's working on calculus. Here's another fan mount. It doesn't really say where it goes though, but maybe next page. For now, let's just screw these on so I don't lose them. Received a box of J Concepts goodies today for the summer series, and I think I've added up all the prizes. We're supposed to be getting a ProTech box tomorrow, and with that, everybody's going to get 2 things. We had a record number of people this year, I think. So most of the time we've had like, at the end, 60 or 70 people eligible for door prizes, and this year, so many people have stuck with it that it's upped the number. You're taking my box holder.
What do you want to do with it?
That's okay. We're almost done, so we'll probably just take everything out of here. I probably could cut the wing. Sway bars, there's the next bag. Body and wing. Like I said last night, there's another $50 I'm going to have to end up using.
Wang.
Totally lame.
Wang.
Did you say wang?
Wang.
Oh.
Carpet car, right?
This is my carpet car. You are correct. We're just gonna get it built, and then we're gonna wait for the other one for us to be done on dirt, and then we'll take the electronics, put it in this, and
Holy crap.
race it with those electronics until December, when we got to put the electronics back in the dirt car for the INS finals.
Dude, this pin like snapped in half.
Yeah.
Look.
Ow. I'm distracted. I just cut myself. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just almost chopped my finger off on camera. That's wonderful. So Jackson Anderson on here, he showed me his track he's going to build. I like it. Looks really flowy, and he's got the right idea, because what I do at the Plex is I have a grid paper book, where I sketch everything out, and then when it's time to build, especially when the track is all cleared off, right, and there's no real landmarks to look at. I'll go around with the big long, like 100-foot tape measure, and I will mark off what's going on. Will you go get her? That's annoying.
Why do we have like 3
My
2.5s?
cat. My cat is so annoying. But I'll mark it off with spray paint. White spray paint. Kind of mark where the corner is going to be. Kind of gauge it and everything, and make sure all the lanes are where they're supposed to be, and all that good stuff. So it seems to work.
Look, I've done this.
Nice.
It's all
That
washed
is
out.
old. Okay. Our hubs. Stock is number 2.
Oh, you put a winch back in there.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Didn't I put it in there?
Yeah.
Thought I did.
Where's Jackson gonna build a track at?
I think Jackson Anderson's track is in his backyard.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
He's gonna post on one of those Facebook groups, Backyard RC Tracks.
Backyard RC Tracks on Facebook. Okay. Let's. Oh. Man. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my fingers are old. That actually felt really good. Doing that. 2mm spacer, so that's the big one here. And we'll put this on here. I really like today's hub carriers on both the Losi and the Associated cars. All the versatility of being able to move around the camera link location. I like it a lot. Although you really don't need to move it too much. I did on my B6.3 actually did add some spacers and move the link in towards the transmission on the hub carriers. But the new car, don't really need to worry about that. Doesn't seem like that's an adjustment you really need to even think about, really. Okay. Man. 1mm spacer. Kind of nervous about next week. I'm kind of psyching myself up a little bit, I think, unfortunately.
For Hoosier?
For Hoosier, I tend to do that a little bit sometimes.
I did that before Truck made.
I gotta get back into the mindset. I re-listened to Will and I's post Summer INS podcast, and it kind of got me back in the mindset of why I wanted to go. So probably should do that again. It's going to be a pretty crazy race.
How many entries? Like
I don't think you're going to
400?
get... It's like 460. I don't think you're going to get very much practice time, and they're doing like rolling starts for the qualifiers, and
What?
so it's going to be a little different for some of these guys who've never done that before. It's basically just like a nitro start is what I'm assuming they're going to do.
So we're gonna take a lap and then.
Yeah. So it's like a live loop, and it's right down. So it'll be like 2 minutes in between each race. And the loop will just be live. They're not calling numbers. They're trying to save time, I think is what they're doing. If I understand correctly.
Are these dual stages in here?
Yes. Well,
Is
the
that why
the
there's-
fronts are really hard because I made my own dual stage. The rears are softer.
I thought that was from the water.
No, that's... I did that on purpose. So, just for necessity's sake, because I can't just sit here and go like that. For the thread lock again, I'm not a huge fan of pouring thread lock into stuff, so I'm just going to dab my little guy and almost like paste it on to the screws.
Dab.
Again, you don't really need a whole lot. And then put him on like so. And it should be able to hold it there. Okay. I'm going to hand tighten them just to make sure.
Did you know I can get like $400 to this table and make it in a wood shop?
Yeah, I saw the thing. And then we need to put the other number 2 in.
What was that?
Our cats are... She's on your drum set. Did you hear that? Yeah.
Thought that was upstairs.
That's wonderful. She was on your drum set. Okay. Make sure I didn't put one of these upside down because I've done that before. Actually, it goes like this. There we go. Okay, very good. Chris Hardison's on here. And where's my stuff right there.
Should I Loctite these bead locks or just leave them?
I just leave them.
Okay.
They'll be fine. They're not going anywhere. That's the first time I've heard the drums played in a little while, actually. I was like, what's going on over there?
I still can.
No, I know.
It's still a G on the
You need to be like a
drums.
drummer. You need to be a drummer in a band. You should be a drummer in a band. Oops.
A band. I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
Drummer in a band.
I'm the drummer.
I'm a drummer in a band. Did you know that Cameron ordered stickers with his name on it for his 22X4?
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Hardison, yeah, I actually did did watch Maverick. I watched it illegally, but I still got to see it. So I'm kind of pissed at myself. I never actually went and saw it in the theater. Although the Omaha theaters still have it, so it's not too late. I don't know. I don't got time to go see movies in the movie theater right now. Great movie though. Like really good movie. Although I will say, the last 15 or so minutes, if you compare it to Star Wars, it's remarkably similar to the plot of A New Hope's ending. Kind of. I mean, if you really think about it, you know, it's different but kind of the same. I thought that was kind of funny, actually.
You know that there's like all the Star Wars movies on Internet Archive?
Oh yeah. Just looking at the chat again here, they're still talking about the how the on the track. I'm gonna take a video tomorrow so you guys will see what I'm talking about. But we used to have this tabletop in the back, so a really short takeoff but a long downhill landing. It was really fun actually, and it's not there anymore. Now it's a 90-degree turn, and you have to really slow down. So I guarantee there's going to be at least a lot of Plex Spec kids just like sending it over without even thinking about it. It's going to be funny. Oh, all right. Almost got the rear hubs on. Then it's page 14, the turnbuckles, the dreaded turnbuckles.
It's your dirt car?
What? No, that's my carpet car.
Or carpet car, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's my carpet too, Will. It's done.
Yeah.
Should have done a live stream video with that one, actually, too, while we were at it.
Are we just gonna put carpet tires on mine and a chassis protector?
Yeah, we're gonna clean yours up, and then we're gonna change the setup a little bit. Shouldn't be hard. Should not be hard at all. Good night. Don't be late tomorrow. Were you late for that French thing today?
Nope.
You left at like 7:22.
I might have done a little felony speeding.
Okay. Zinc, good question. Not really. Nope. There was the most difficult part so far had been the new battery strap. There wasn't really any direction on which way to screw the block on at first, but all I had to do was take the piece and put it into the chassis to figure it out. So it wasn't really even anything I would call wrong in any way. That was really the only thing that that stood out to me throughout yesterday or last night. Everything else as usual, in my opinion, with Team Associated stuff. No real issues. So far I haven't seen any misprints or anything like that in the instruction manual. Sometimes when you get these new cars, you can run into that. You know, they'll say maybe a screw size when it's not, or something like that, and I have not seen any of that. So very well done build so far. Nothing's had to be shaven or changed in any way. Although, actually, now that I think about it, we did have to shave down the front. So the front hinge pins, the front arms, I should say, with the spacer they give you. Once I bolted it in, it seemed kind of tight. So I did take it apart and take this spacer, this arm spacer, and some emery cloth, and I kind of rubbed it in there to get rid of some of the width. And now it's pretty free. But before it was tight; it wasn't going anywhere. Sometimes, I just don't care and I'll build it anyways. But that was gonna bug me. So I guess there's two things. There was two things from yesterday. Might not be the way in every kit. Maybe it was just maybe the way the chassis was drilled or something like that. I don't think it's off. I just think it was tight. No. Haha. Cool. All right, good. I have not watched Spencer's video, so that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't want to leave it. If I'm doing a video, if I'm doing this with you guys watching, I want to try to do it good. So, okay, let's move on to Turnbuckles. Right, page 14. Yep. Bag number 9. Okay. So we got a couple more sizes here. Whew. Set those there. And guys, the for the locals that are on right now, the track will be that way pretty much until the Techno series. So no more track changes until we change it for the Techno oval. We got to do the oval until we change it for the oval and the Techno series. So keep that in mind. So that's the Enduro layout. I think it's going to be about maybe a half second to a second quicker. Maybe. Just my opinion. Travis Clancy's on here. Hello. Hello. Okay, now we need to make sure that I have everything I need to do turnbuckles so I don't throw it across the room. Because I will do that sometimes if I'm not getting my way with turnbuckles. So we're going to need this, this. So grease, spooge of grease. Okay, and then first one. Here's these guys. And we'll just start it. Shock shaft pliers can also be used for turnbuckles, and then we just, here we go. Whee! Again, my least favorite part of any RC car build is the turnbuckles. I don't know why, it's just so mundane, you know? Mundane. That's the word I like to say. Oh, I almost knocked that car down. Yeah, these actually do look different from the B6.4 for sure. They are definitely different. So yeah, I think they're thicker. I think you guys are right. The turnbuckles are not titanium. I used to be so used to putting titanium turnbuckles on, like, no matter what, but lately, I don't really. Unless I get them for free, I don't really. .5. Get out your trusty calipers here. Oh well. That's what I used to do, Jackson. I used to take all the goodies off my stuff when I sold them and use them on the next one unless I broke them. Ben, you are not the only one. I think most everybody hates turnbuckles. Pretty much my least favorite part. There we go. There's number one. Nope, that's the short one. Put that over there. So my my 410.2, my EB 410.2, for that car, because I was trying to make it as light as I possibly could, I did put titanium screws everywhere. Not a big fan of titanium screws either, only because they kind of have like almost like a shelf life to them. You can only rebuild your car so many times before the, gosh darn it, before the heads start to strip, unless you get like really super high quality ones. But I never have had much good luck with not stripping the heads off titanium screws. So and even though they're lighter and titanium is supposed to be stronger, I still like to use the steel screws and, like, say like the screws that hold your shock towers in, any real high pressure areas. I still would prefer to use steel anyways. So You know, if you're racing stock and you're really worried about weight, you know, it's kind of a fun upgrade just to see the difference between a full steel screw kit and a full titanium screw kit. But I just don't like the crappy shelf life on them, where they tend to strip heads. But then you get guys like Jackson that are like, "Oh, I've never stripped one of those ever in my life," but I had. Every time I say that, or every time I tell somebody that, I always get the, "I never stripped any." I never stripped any of those screws. I dropped my EB410 from like 1760 or something like that to like 1620 or something like that when I was all done. I dremeled some of the plastic on the chassis away and titanium screws and the MIP center driveline, or the mod center driveline, not MIP, and the plastic gears. What else did I do to that thing? Titanium turnbuckles, carbon shock towers. I used the J Concepts titanium shock standoffs. I don't know. I got mine pretty light. I was pretty happy with it. I was pretty happy. Okay. Let's get the next group here. I did not put the plastic gears in this one. I'm building it just straight kit. We have them in stock at the Plex. I just I don't know. We'll see what happens on the carpet. Because it's got the slipper in it, and you know, 13.5 4-wheel drive, so it won't be crazy hard on it, I guess. But I don't know. I want to drive it a little bit first. It's got the steel. What are those, LTC gears, or low LCT, low cut, whatever. Yeah, this is my carpet car. This is getting built for HobbyPlex's carpet season. October 8th is when we start running on the carpet in the syndicate. Our syndicate, Club Racing with a cool name, starts October 15th. Should be a lot of fun. Emerson and I have some work to do on the jumps to get them fresh and ready to go. Ah, look at that. 20.8 dialed. Yeah, if this was a dirt car with a diff, with a center diff, I'd probably be doing it. Feel more comfortable with that. And who knows, maybe this will be my dirt 4-wheel drive next year. Just put a diff in it and change the setup and call it good. Chris, this kit is is it 529 or 569? I made a post about it. Hold on. Let me go find it. A couple weeks ago. Not a week. A week ago. What am I saying? Not a couple. Come on, phone. Is it 529? Yeah, I thought that sounded familiar. Yep. Haha. 529. Prices definitely going up again for RC. No getting around that part, unfortunately. At least it's not crazy outrageous. Whose four-wheel drive did I just see that was going to be like $800 for a 10 scale four-wheel drive? I was like, no way. Is it the Hot Bodies one, Jackson? I think you're right. That sounds right. That does sound right. I guess you never really know street price until they actually come out, but that does sound correct. Even their two-wheel drive car is going to be up there. Yeah, outrageous like no prep cars. No kidding. I mean, that's my biggest gripe about the drag scene right now is you want to keep it growing, you know, as it is and all that. And pretty soon it's going to be pricing itself out with everything that it takes to build an outlaw car. This is going to have a an R1 13.5 motor, Hobby Wing just stock, ESC, my trusty ProTech 160T servo in it. So 13.5 class, not crazy fast. Probably the biggest turnout class there is, at our track at least. .2. Make sure that's zeroed out. Huh. Dude, look at that. That's spot on. That's pretty cool. I even got the thing the right way. Andy, I am a big fan of the Losi Great Grease instead of black grease. It's pretty much just that blue marine grease. I was talking about that last night, but I've been using that instead of black grease for a while now, actually. I use the black grease for the diff, but for all this stuff, I use the blue TLR stuff. Yeah, I think pricing in RC is in a weird spot right now. It's, you know, the Losi 8 scale. You know, I just tagged it today to. We just sold one to somebody and just got it back in stock, and I was like, holy crap, is that thing really $7.99? I never really thought of a Losi 8 scale being that much, and I think it's just right now it's just the way things are. I mean, you've got all the issues we've had over the last couple of years with supply have increased prices. You had you had a lot of the oh God, what's that called? Tariffs. You know, that were kind of messing with some of the pricing, especially on the airplane side of things. That really seems to be where they affected it a lot. You know, just stuff like that kind of hit the RC a little harder, I think. We're so reliant on electronics. That Scotch tariff still makes me mad. Yeah. You know what I'd like to see with turnbuckles? You know how they give us these numbers to start out with for like toe and camber and all that? They should, and I know, speaking of cost, I know it probably costs more to get it done, but they should like etch in where you should stop. Don't you think? Wouldn't that just make it easier? It's like a starting point for everything. But I guess to do that, like instead of having 4 turnbuckles identical, you'd have to have 2 that are at 22 and 2 at, you know. This is supposed to be 15. I'm a little off. A little off. There we go. It's supposed to be like that. Okay. You know what? I probably should double check that before I start putting these on. These are the rears. Those are the fronts. Come on. Right? Yeah, that's right. Make sure my notch is in the same spot. I'm pretty bad about that. Having the notch in the same place. Yeah, I've noticed that too. You know what I thought about it too is maybe my cheap caliper might be off, you know, by like a millimeter or something like that as well. Just a thought, I guess. But I get that every once in a while. There has been one car, I can't remember which one it was. It was either the Losi or Associated from the last couple of years, that the numbers weren't right. Like, period. Like, they were just off. And so I ended up with like a camber steps all over the place. Am I doing that right? Yeah, I'm doing that right. There we go. Peter, no way a millimeter. I mean, think about it. If it's, I mean, this actually did seem like it because like So I'm on the 25 line, but this says I'm at 25.64. So if it's, and then I re-zero it and go back 25.68. So I mean, I don't know, could be off a little bit. But if you're off like 3/4 of a millimeter on one side, well, that means that you're off on 3/4 of a millimeter on the other side. That means your camber angle would be off by, total camber would be off by 1.5 millimeters, which is, that could be a lot, you know. I don't know. I've asked for a really nice pair of calipers for Christmas now a couple years in a row, and I still haven't gotten them yet. So it's my family's fault. Okay. This is the part of the video where Bender is probably freaking out that I'm not polishing my balls. See if he's still on here. Ah. Oop. Screwed that one up. See, he's still on here. Chris, I do. I mean, when this is all ready to go and I'm at the track, you know, we'll get out the camber gauge and everything and get the ride height and the camber set up and make sure that the toe is looking good and all that stuff. So yeah, for sure, I still do that. I don't have a setup station for off-road. I don't know. Seems kind of like a, I feel like I can spend that money better elsewhere, I guess. So this is a 15x10, and my caliper says, and it's zeroed out, my caliper says that it's nope, it says that it's a 10. Maybe I'm just seeing things. That's crazy. That's 10x15. But I am going by the digital. So yeah, so if you look at the, if you actually look at the lines, it's actually on the 9. But this says that it's at right at 10. But it's on the 9. So I guess I better pay attention to the actual digital part and not just the lines, because I had a broken one of these for a long time. Actually, funny story, Emerson used one of my first set of calipers that I had for a while as a hammer, and actually broke the screen. I think I still have it here somewhere. And so I never for a long time I never actually used the digital part. I just used the measuring thing. That's funny. Huh. Yeah, Daniel was giving me crap on Facebook that I don't polish the ball studs, but I have literally never polished my ball studs since I've been into RC cars, and I guess I've never really thought about it or had a problem. I don't know. I don't really pop off ball cups too often anymore either. Although now that I've said that, I guarantee I'm going to pop one tomorrow or Saturday in the in the main, in the mod buggy main. I did pop them off at the J Concepts race, but that was kind of a weird thing. Like, I hit the pipe hard, and it didn't just pop off the bulk cup; it like popped off all of it, like the whole thing. So, but before that, I hadn't had any problems with that in a long time. Do the 13.5 motors hold up to the constant running? Like if I want to put a 13.5 Punisher into my Gatekeeper to make it more like a U4? I think so. I think it would hold up. In fact, that truck behind me, the low C comp crawler back there, it's got a 13.5 in it right now, and it's old. I mean, it's an old Novak one, so I think so. I mean, we get them pretty hot. I mean, we run fans on them and everything, and 13.5 four-wheel drive usually can go about as fast as two-wheel drive modified as far as constant speeds and everything go, lap times. So, that probably wouldn't hurt anything. Just gotta watch how hot it gets. You might need a fan, Drag motors usually are tuned by the manufacturer, I think, for a little bit more well, they do have pretty hard magnets on them, probably for a little bit more torque than anything. And then I think some of the 13.5 motors that they're selling out there aren't really 13.5 motors. I think they're outlaw 13, because nobody techs. I don't think at these drag races, at least around here, they didn't. So I think some of them say they're 13.5, but I don't think. Because they don't have to be roar legal for the drag stuff, apparently. So, yeah, John, this is Major Melon. This is my wife's, so we gotta be quiet because I'm not supposed to be drinking it. It's hers. She gets really mad when I drink them. But I drank my Kickstart today. I was trying to stay awake today at work, and I was having trouble, so I was down in Kickstarts all over the place. Slipper. They are pretty good. It is a pretty good. I don't really like regular Mountain Dew that often anymore. I mean, I'll drink one, but this isn't bad. It's not terrible. It's got your motor mount and your diff mount. Probably don't need that. It's got the nice Octolock slipper pads. This looks pretty straightforward. Boy, I don't know. On a Gatekeeper for the 13.5, you could probably gear it pretty tall. You definitely want to make it go fast because our crawlers are geared so low. I don't know. Let me look. Let me check something. Let me check something. Luckily, I actually had my phone to use tonight. Last night it was acting as a instruction manual holder. Zinc, I like using my my CV oil instead of black grease. I find this stuff doesn't attract, doesn't get all like gooey with dirt and carpet and everything. This is just like, for me, I don't know. It's like a cleaner lube. Where is the, oh, not included. Hang on. Gosh darn it. I picked up the wrong one. Where's the RTR one? There we go. CBD oil, so your car can be relaxed when racing. That's funny. Bender's going to bed. He's got school tomorrow. It's red. I've had it a while, but it's red. It's red. Probably just can't see that it's red. But it's 1UP CV joint oil. All right. I was really hoping that this would say what the stock gearing is on the gatekeeper, but it doesn't show it in the instructions. I'd say probably put like a 24 or 25 on there to start before you, and then just check the temps. You don't want to get it too hot. I think stock is 8422 with 36 pitch gears. Can probably go to like 9018. I would say if you want it to go, if you actually want it to like move, do like an 87 23 48 pitch. And whatever the equivalent to that is in the 32 pitch would probably be a good starting point. Because this says you can go all the way up to a 27, but I think that'd be, I bet you that motor would be freaking smoking hot if you did that. That's just a guess, so. Okay. Big old spring. So we're talking about the gatekeeper from Team Associated. It has a couple different degrees of overdrive you can put in it, or no overdrive. I think a little bit of overdrive is going to be good, because otherwise you're going to lose your steering. That little bit of overdrive helps it turn, you know. I have my Phoenix geared actually pretty tall. It's pretty fast actually, and it's got 30% overdrive in it, and it's pretty fun to drive actually. It's really fun to drive. you can get from gates to gates pretty quick. Daniel wants to know, before I leave, how does taking chassis flex screws out change the car? Well, it should. So giving the car more flex should give it more grip. That's probably about it, really. As far as from what I understand, it should give it more grip. So I think generally speaking, in high traction, most of the time in high traction you don't need to you don't need to give it more flex. However, I do know from touring car that sometimes giving your car a little bit of flex in high grip can make the car a little easier to drive. But I think the flex is probably more for dirt than it is for carpet. So that is coming from my limited understanding of what all that does. Okay, now we're going to set this slipper here, 2.1 millimeters. It's got a set screw in it. Never seen that before. Might have been on the old car. Like I said, this is my first Associated four-wheel drive that I've ever actually built, so that's kind of cool. I think that's cool. Should I swap it back to the solid front axle or keep the IFS in the keeper for that true U4? Dude, I would keep the independent front suspension on it for that. I think A, it looks cool, and B, I think it would work better. Bender, I think you just, like tomorrow when you're at the track, I think you just try it. If your four-wheel drive is super comfortable right now, you know, don't change too much. But that's what practice day is for, right? Last week I changed a part on my two-wheel drive, trying to free it up a little bit, and it actually worked. So I was pretty happy about that. I just moved the shocks out on the tower, and car got better. I was so impressed. I actually texted Will. I was like, "Hey, check this out." Man, that's tight. That's not even screwed down yet. Holy crap. Oh, I hate using pliers. I feel like I'm going to scratch it up. .1. Okay. Got it. So David Fast is back on. A lot of the same guys from last night are back on. That's pretty cool. Okay, back to some thread lock, and we need 3x8s. Don't do what I did with my Technocard Adrenaline, which was put these on backwards and not figured out until about halfway through the first A main on Sunday. Don't tell anybody I did that. Peter, is that on dirt or is that on carpet? I can't believe how quickly the weather shifted. It's like I said, it turned to fall, and the next thing you know, first official day of fall, and it dropped like 20 degrees in temperature here. Like clockwork. It's going to be cold tomorrow, and then on Saturday it's supposed to be like 84. Fitting for a summer series race, I guess. Dirt. Yeah. Temperature makes kind of a difference. I think the Plex is going to get grippier tomorrow, with it being grippier faster, with it being cooler out finally. But that's just a guess. When it gets really cold out, I think golds are going to be the ticket again, though. It's just my opinion. Friday night's going to be colder on the dirt. The dirt will be colder. I just feel like gold compound's going to be the way to go. There's that fan mount. I was wondering where that went. Okay. Now it's starting to look like a race car. There's our slipper. And there's that. 3x8s. A couple of them. Peter, that's why I never really liked racing 8 scale, like on a weekly basis, because cars get so messy. Ten scale wasn't too bad. Even tracks like Hobby Haven and stuff, if you had an air compressor, you could just blow off everything. It wasn't a huge deal. Now, I will say that I've had cars that have some play in them in the center diff and slipper in it. You can sometimes see the rubbing marks, which is why a lot of times I like to put these between it, these spacers between it. I know it doesn't call for it in the instruction manual, but I think I'm going to do that again on this guy. That's probably a little bit better. Some more thread lock. My little thread lock dispensary. Wow, Jackson, this YouTube wouldn't let you say you hate your math teacher. I had to clear it. That's pretty funny. It's not like you said you were going to kill your math teacher or anything. Where did that... There it is, right there. I like these built-in fan mounts. It's one of my favorite things about these new four-wheel drive cars for a while that we've had. Don't have to buy a 3D printed one or make one or shoe glue it in there somehow or anything like that. It just comes with them. I think that's pretty dope. Yes, I did say dope. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's the wrong size. Really? I like rad. I like saying rad. I still have my rad shirt from the movie, and I don't fit in it anymore. I got too fat. Pretty bummed out about that. When I was riding bikes all the time and I was skinny, I could wear my rad shirt. Look at that. Jackson, I will tell everybody that you said hi. For sure. Faux show. Okay, the longer screws are for the fan. The shorter screws are if you don't use the fan. So they're going to go in my extra parts area. I think. Onto the shocks. Here we go. And then I think after that, sway bars and I don't have a servo yet, but I'll put in the servo mount. And then I'll just wait for the electronics, so Peter, we got in what did we get in? We got in General Grievous, Dark Troopers, Clone Troopers. There's 5 Bandai kits waiting for me to buy. And I know General Grievous is one of them. Oh, we got in like a new Star Destroyer and a new Death Star model. So Dark Trooper, Clone Trooper, Grievous, Death Star, and Super Star Destroyer, Bandai. Did I get in the new Magic cards this month? The Dominaria United. I don't think so. No, I think the last new ones we got were those D&D ones. I can't remember what they were called. Final drive ratio? Jeez. Did I get a retro Ahsoka? The only Ahsokas I got are I got the Ahsoka Clone Wars Kenner action figure from the season 6, and then I got a Black Series Ahsoka. There is an Ahsoka like statue that one of my distributors has, but it's like $100 and something, and you know, I can't convince myself to spend that much money yet on something like that. Honestly, Chris, I don't know what to tell you on final drive ratio. I'm thinking like I don't really ever look at that. I'm more interested in like how hot the motor's getting, and did it make my lap times faster. So I'd be more worried about heat than final drive ratio, man. Like, I think you just start out with a fairly large pinion gear, see if it's fast, make sure your motor is not getting over 180 degrees. If it's fast and it's only at like 120, then gear that baby up. But if you put it on there and it's not fast and it's getting really hot, then you got to gear it down. Then it might not be the motor to run, I guess. That's gonna be tough in a crawler because they're geared so low. So to get them to go fast, period, you're gonna have to gear that thing to the moon without getting it crazy hot. So like my four-wheel drive that I'm running now, it's geared 70. It's geared what is it geared? It's geared 8124, and it's really fast with a 13.5 in it. And actually tomorrow will be the first time I ever use the R1 motor, so curious to see how much faster that makes my car. So man, my phone's keyboard is killing me here. Let's see. Trying to find the final drive ratio for the 22 X4, because then I can tell you what the actual like gear ratio is. We just don't. I don't ever pay attention to the final drive unless I'm running like a 12 scale or something. I guess I kind of ask around what the other guys are doing and try to copy that. But I'm on off-road stuff. I guess I never really even think about it anymore. See if I can find it. Doesn't really. Oh, wait a minute. Internal drive ratio is 2.5 to 1. Hold on. Get out my calculator here. See if I still remember how to do this. 81 divided by 24 times. What is it? 2. Come on. 8.4. Is that right? 8.4 final drive. That's not taking into account the tire size either. I guess there is isn't there like a gear app? Thought I had something like that at one time. So yeah, 8.4 I think is correct for a final drive on a 22X4 with what I'm running with a 13.5 motor. Unless I screwed that up. Let's see if I screwed that up. Yeah, no, it's 8.4. Shocks happen to be my second least favorite part of building a kit, just because you got to put all of it together before you can actually build the shock. So here we go. Then you got to be really careful with these spacers that you don't leave any sort of burr on them, so they don't hang up your O-rings. And I should have purchased the machined ones. This is actually one thing I do recommend. I'll probably not stick with these pieces for very long. I do prefer the machined shock. What do they call those? Shock inserts, spacers, instead of these molded ones here. But since we're trying to get this done, and I don't know, they don't really, Associated shocks never leak or anything really bad that I've experienced. So eventually, maybe our first rebuild we'll change it up, go to the machined version. And then we need, where's our shock oil at? And our shock bodies. Start getting after this. Get all the O-rings on the tops. Then you got to do the threaded bodies. Ah, my fingers are killing me. John says that Dylan hates gluing. I actually don't mind gluing tires. Doesn't really bother me. But I've been doing it so long that gluing tires doesn't really affect me too much. Tie rods, super lame. Gluing, comes with the territory. It's kind of exciting, gluing on a new set of tires, you know? Like, just knowing that they're gonna possibly, be that super awesome set of tires. Okay, your threaded shock bodies, a little bit of shock oil. Kind of rub it on the, just a tiny little dab of it is all you need. I like to take my pinky and just sort of spread it around, and then should be able to thread them on a little easier. Also makes it so they don't get all sticky, because there's nothing worse than trying to adjust your shocks and then having it so tight that it takes your shock caps off. Although, like I said last night, these are plastic caps. I don't really ever have that happen with the plastic caps. So I just put a tiny little bit of shock oil on before I put the O-ring on, so that it gets in the little chasm, so the O-ring can slide on both the inside and the outside of the of the cat or the collar. Kind of digging the etched Team Associated logo on the chassis. That's pretty cool. It's the first time I've seen that. I don't know if it's on the new two-wheel drive car. I guess I never really paid attention. I'm excited for this weekend. Actually, I have Sunday off, and then got to work Monday. I normally don't work Mondays, but since I'm going to be gone all week, work Monday, and then Tuesday is normal stuff for the track. So I think Tuesday I'm actually going to work on the carpet jumps since I got the time. And we got crawling that night, and mini racing going on that night as well. And then Wednesday we get in a car, me, Emerson, and Alex Vanderbeek are jumping in the car to drive 12 hours to Louisville, Kentucky. Technically new whatever Indiana for the Hoosier RC round of the INS Fall. J Concepts Indoor National Series Fall. Fasty's going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of HobbyPlex people there. All the Vanderbeeks, David, Chili, I think he's still signed up. But it's just going to be a good time, but so many people are entered in this race. It's going to be long, just long. Like, it's going to be challenging just to stay mentally acute, of what's going on. Oh, there is one. I didn't know, dude. I honestly did not know that, or I hadn't seen it. It's got the etching in the front part of it too. Guess I never really paid attention to that. This is my carpet two-wheel drive I just got done building 2 weeks ago. I should have probably done this for this one too, but I didn't. Okay, piston time. And we're going to need my little 050. Shock shaft pliers. These are the Hobbytown shock shaft pliers too. Everybody's got their own shock shaft pliers now, and we lost our ProTech one, so I had to get new ones. And there's so much stuff on here that for $24, I'm like, well, I'll get these this time. So, shock shaft pliers from Hobbytown. Oh, man. Front shocks are... I can barely talk right now. 1.6s. And we're going to need a little dab of thread lock. And oh, look at that. Thought it'd be an 050, but it's not. It's 015. Derp. Make sure we're nice and tight. Front shock shaft number 1. Front shock shaft number 2. Chris, try 8425. Go with the lowest one. And then just have a temperature gauge handy, and you'll kind of know. I mean, you'll get going, and if it's not fast, you know, you'll probably be able to gear up anyways, but I would start there and just check the temperature of the motor after a few minutes, just to be on the safe side. If it's not anywhere near 160 and you've ran for a couple minutes, then you're clear to go up, and it'll just go faster. So the more gear you throw at it. But that's where I would start. Jackson, unfortunately, dude, corrugated pipe period has just gone up crazy in pricing. So we're using that hard plastic stuff that I found at Granger. It's that 3-inch triple layered corrugated pipe. And last October, when I bought 700 feet of it, it was like 9. I had it locked in for like 9 something something every 10-foot section, right? So it was like, $700 something of the pipe. Well, I checked on it again because I'm going to order some new stuff for next year just to have it on hand, and it almost doubled in price. So a 10-foot section of that triple layered 3-inch corrugated or solid white pipe is like 17 something something per 10 feet. So it like doubled in price. It's stupid. And the stuff that I used to use, I had to go to Iowa, Mount Vernon, Iowa. Sounds right. It's like south of Cedar Rapids. But I bought 1,000 feet of that stuff last time. They don't even make it anymore because they don't make any money off of it. It's like the COVID supply chain stuff. When I talked to them, they stopped making it because they didn't have the materials, or if they did have the materials, it would be too costly to make it, so they just stopped making it. Either that or they were lying to me. And the only reason why I say that is because the first time I called looking for that stuff, I mentioned that I had been there before and that I was from Omaha, Nebraska, and it almost sounded like they didn't want me to come because they were afraid that I'd bring COVID with me. That's what I felt like. I was like, why are you acting so weird now that I told you I'm from Omaha, Nebraska and I want to come pick up pipe? They're like, why would you drive all the way out here for that? I'm like, because it's the only 3-inch corrugated white pipe I can find. They're like, oh, we don't make it anymore. And I'm like, that sucks. But maybe they just didn't want me to come because I'm from a bigger city, and this was 2 years ago, so maybe it was the COVID craziness. They just didn't want me to go out there. I'm not saying for sure that that's what happened, but it kind of wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know. It wouldn't have surprised me at all. But I also can totally see not being profitable if the materials to make that stuff are too expensive, That I can actually believe and understand. All right, so when I put these in the associated shocks, I put it on the shock shaft like you're supposed to. Instead of doing that, I've started doing it this way. And instead of green slime throughout the whole thing. So I used to take green slime and I used to coat the whole thing, right? So now what I've been doing is just coating it with shock oil while it's on your shock shaft like this. And then I press her in there and then pull it out. And then I've been taking green slime and just putting it on the outside. This might not be the right way to do it, I don't know, but this is just what I've been doing lately. And it seems to get a lot less weird leaks from nowhere, I guess. And then when you put your cap on, I've been not tightening it all the way down just yet, because let's see if I need a spacer on here. Front shock only. Okay, so that's good. And there's no spacer. So take your shock oil and coat the threads here too. And then poke it in. And then once you do that, then tighten it down, and it should still be floaty and free. What size eyelet? Zero for the rear. Okay. Come on, get off of there. Yeah, 100 feet for $30. Jackson, is that black corrugated pipe? Because that's what we used to use at the Plex, and that stuff got so expensive there for a little while. It was more expensive than that. It's actually come down, because for a little while there, I was just looking into it, and black corrugated pipe, just a 100-foot roll, like during COVID, like peak COVID, it was like 40 something. I think I saw it for like $49 for 100 feet. I about crapped my pants, because I'm like, man, I don't know if I can afford that, or the track can afford that, you know. That's why when I was pretty excited when I found that that skinny white pipe we've been using. A, because it's hard pipe, so it's gonna last way longer, and it's white, so it looks better. I just don't like using corrugated pipe, period, so anymore. I like the smoother, triple layered hard stuff, even the 4-inch pipe, even though that stuff's gotten really expensive. Oh, used on Facebook? Oh. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. You should buy that. But for used pipe, $30? Holy crap. That is nuts. Four-inch pipe is pretty standard for 8 scale, dude. That's kind of, look at that, there we go. Yeah, 4-inch pipe is pretty standard for 8 scale. We started using 3-inch pipe whenever I could. When did I buy that stuff? Was it 2017? I think because one of the biggest complaints that I saw, why is that not going in there? From the 2016 Roar Nats that we held was that our pipe was 4 inches, and like it was hard to see. And I'd never heard anybody complain about our track being hard to see before that. And so I started looking into the 3-inch pipe, because that's like what OCRC was using, and you know, we all wanted to be like OCRC. So so when I found it, I was pretty happy. And then, like I said, that place said they don't even make it anymore, so you know. But then I found it again, that I could order it, even though it wasn't in stock locally. I could actually order it through Granger, and it wasn't that crazy priced at the time, so it's like it all just sort of worked out like it was supposed to, I guess. Alright, so once again, take our shock oil and kind of get it all in there. Pop her in, pull it out, coat the top with a little bit of simple green, kind of rub it around the edge there. Put our bottom cap on. Get that good. Rub the excess. Did I say simple green? I meant green slime. You guys know what I meant. Still smooth. Thinking about doing a live stream from the pits next week. I'm going to use my phone as a hotspot and log in with my computer and make green slime and tubes again. Dude, no shit, dude. This whole let's take black grease and stuff it in this. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Right? This does me no good. So I've been hanging on to my Associated black grease tubes now and I have buttloads of Associated, TLR ones in both the diff grease and the black grease. Like, I've got a whole bin full of them that should last me years. But I am 100% against having all these oils put into these little cups. So stupid. I get it's probably cheaper, but God, it's dumb. Like, so stupid. So yeah, I've got like 2 or 3 of these left too, in tubes. They're all kind of scattered about. 27.5, we're almost there. Another little twist. That should be good. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the rears are done. On to the fronts. We are almost there, guys, and then I'm going to go to bed because I have a busy ass day tomorrow. Got to get got to get the track ready. Got to get the door prizes all sorted out. Got to take entries at some point tomorrow night. Got to get the prize list up and ready, so I'm ahead of that. Just a lot of stuff to do. Got to figure out what I'm going to wear for my picture. Got to make sure my hair's done. Fasty tomorrow. You know, the track is pretty much done, so I'll probably let guys get on there early tomorrow. I think that after this year, I'm going to, well, I know I'm going to do it at the Techno Series, but I think after this year, I'm going to open the track up at 3 instead of 4 like I've been doing. I'm going to open up an hour earlier, so I'm just going to start making that standard because I'm usually done. If I'm in a real pinch, or behind on the track build, I can always change that. But I think tomorrow I'd probably let everybody on there about 3 o'clock. But you can get in and get set up in the pits and everything at 10. That's when the store opens. So, and I'll be there tomorrow, kind of early. just to get all the stuff I need to get done. So I gotta order awards for the Enduro. That's 2 weeks away. Keep forgetting about that, and then it's gonna get too quick. Or it's gonna be here too quick, and I'm gonna be in a pinch. I'm jealous, dude. I want to run Mini Truggy, damn it. Should have gotten a new one when I had the chance. We got them upstairs. I just don't have the money for it now. Or I could do it direct from Techno, but I forgot to put the spacers in there. Gosh darn it. See? I'm chatting with you guys and I'm not watching the holy crap. I'm not watching the instructions. Tell you what, we're going to do this. Why is that not going? Oh, there we go. That's just going in there soft. That's weird. Let's do it this way. I'm still tempted to get my short course truck back there running. I got time. Put a 13.5 in it. But then I'd break it, man. I'd probably find a way to break it, and then I'd be really butthurt. But I broke a vintage XXX. It'd be hard to get parts for. The stroke is 22 millimeters. Okay. And I think that is not counting the spacers. So they have you put those two little spacers on the outside, according to the instruction manual here. So I'm not counting those in the stroke. I guess not. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Oh, okay. Last little... Then we actually got to build the shocks. Okay, spacer number 1 goes on the inside. Jackson's going to bed because it's time is it? Holy crap, it's almost midnight again. Oh my gosh. Nope, almost, no, I got it in there. Jeez. I feel like I'm so close to being done. Spacers. Number 2. Get it started. Surprised my cat hasn't come back downstairs. She's a pretty curious little kitty. Look at that. Right on the money. Let's get these last two. In here. Launch control firmware for the Pro and the R. That's pretty cool. Those guys at Spectrum like to be the first adapters for a lot of that stuff. You know. I ordered a servo today for the store. It's meant for drifters, but it has a built-in gyro. So it doesn't even have a separate gyro. It's built into the servo. Thought that was kind of cool. I could see that becoming a problem in classes where you're not allowed to use a gyro. Okay. But I still ordered it for the store. We have kind of a drift crowd that buys a lot of their gear from us, so. And hopefully the South store will eventually get a drift track going. So rear shock 35. Right? Those are fronts. Yeah, those are fronts. Okay. Back in the day, the JR-Z1 radio and then the Spectrum, the original DRX3 and DRX4, they had, I think they were one of the first radios to have like a legit like servo speed limiter. ABS brakes had kind of been around for a while, but what else was on there? There was something else that was on there. I never did use it because I couldn't figure it out, but it was it might have been an ABS braking thing that I never really took advantage of. But ABS had been on Sandwell radios for a while, so I don't think it was too earth-shattering. Ashton McCormick, he's on here. How's it going? We saw the, yeah, we got the Mini Z track going down there at La Vista right now. And then we got more Mini Zs on the way. We've already sold quite a few of them. We got the transponder system in for the Mini Zs. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we can keep track of laps and stuff. I think that's going to be kind of a cool thing. I don't think they've necessarily determined what night they're going to race Mini Zs. I'm kind of hoping it's Thursday, because then you can have, I mean, we can have stuff going almost every night of the week at one of our stores. It'd be kind of cool to get people to go down there too. When the new store, wherever it's going to be at, could be in the same location even, but when the new store's done, we're definitely going to have like a Mini Z night for racing Mini Zs. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to get one. I mean, why wouldn't I? Oh my goodness. I'm going to need the rag, aren't I? Because it's the shocks, so. You can kind of feel it. We're almost done. Shocks, and then we'll build a little servo tray, and then we'll call it good. I think we're going to be right on... well, we'll be done. Put it that way. Right? While we're waiting for that little bit of air to come out of there. You know, if you're making emulsion shocks, like, I don't think... I've thought about this. If you're making emulsion shocks, which create a bunch of bubbles anyways, you know, should you be so worried about bubbles in your shock oil? Right? In the old days, with classic Associated shocks, you definitely didn't want any bubbles in there, right? But with today's shocks, where it's like emulsion, where you're getting a bunch of bubbles in there, I don't know. What does it matter? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. Okay. Get ready to pump. Seen that have you ever seen the South Park episode where the shake weight? So funny. Here is some cab fare money. I'm going to go to bed. Oh yeah. Okay. Get the right shock bottom here. Shock number 1 is done. 13 millimeter goodness. We'll set that there. Don't ever take your spring when it's not in your shock and squish it. Will has said that many times, because that, like, apparently can change your can mess up the spring, can, like, change the spring rate. Think back all those years where I would grab my springs and go, oh yeah, this one feels really good, not realizing that maybe that wasn't a good thing to do, or having no idea that it hurt anything. The best explanation for how to build like emulsion style shocks that I've ever read has been from a techno manual. So I've pretty much done it that way ever since I built my first techno car. So you put the cap on, you squeegee, you squeeze out any excess oil at first, put the screw in, then you got to pump it, build up some air pressure, and then you bleed it again, and then you're done. And then you don't need to over tighten the shock top screw either. Kind of surprised there wasn't like a washer or anything that came with that. But there you go. Emulsion dead shock. It's good stuff. So, number 2. Front is 5mm. Okay. Do. Matt Lang is on here late. Thank you. Good progress on the build. Yeah, we're almost done, really. Just once we get the shocks on, get the servo tray built, then it's get the body painted, and put the electronics in it when my dirt car is done for a month, I guess. Same electronics are going in it that's on my dirt car right now, so gotta wait for our 2 big races coming up to get over with first. Then we'll get out there and run some laps, see if anything needs to be changed ever. The stock setup on the dirt B6.4 is really good, so I'll be surprised if I have to change anything. Actually, this would be the first full carpet season on an Associated car coming up for me since I switched. So the first carpet season I had a Losi car. The second carpet season I had a Yokomo. And then right at the end I went back to my Associated dirt car. The next season after that I ran truck all year. And then the season after that, last year I had the Cougar that Nate Natal has now. And then this year I'll finally be starting with my carpet version B6.4. So I'm kind of excited because, I don't know. Last year I took Emerson's car before we got it on the dirt, and I ran it on carpet for the crash-in, our big annual big carpet race, and it was really good. So if you want to race carpet, you don't want to spend a lot of money, that dirt roller that they have, the DC roller, comes with the gear diff anyways, so get a couple sway bars for that and change the roll centers included in the kit, and it actually made a pretty darn good carpet car. So, but that being said, it's gonna be kind of fun, both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So 8726 puts you in the mid-8s, running a Trinity 13.5. Ooh, with a 3-cell. Yeah, just watch the temps. I'd be more worried about the temps, especially with a 3-cell. I forgot you're running a 3-cell, or you would be running a 3-cell. I bet you that's pretty high for a 3-cell, actually. But try it and just watch your temps, and if it's getting really hot, then you'll know you got room to gear down. I guess I had it in my head you're running a 2-cell. I forgot us crawler guys, we run 3 cells. You know, when I built my my drag car, my DR10M, I was kind of pissed that the shocks didn't come with bleeder shocks, bleeder caps. So I dug into my box and I grabbed bleeder caps and I put them on because I was like, "There's no way I'm building these shocks without bleeder caps." You run 4S in your crawlers? Shit, I guess, yeah. Like, okay. That should do the shocks. That only felt like forever to get done with all those. Can finally turn the page. Oh, look at that. Sway bars first. I forgot about the sway bars, man. Oh, there's still one more bag. I thought we had one more bag when we actually had 2 more bags. Brutal. Right? It's bedtime. I know. Tell me about it. Like, damn it. I thought I was getting close to being done. Ah, come on. What are you doing? Okay. So we need 2 of these guys. I missed out on all drag racing around here this year. Like, the schedule did not line up with my schedule once. All the days I had off didn't line up with the local drag race scene. So Emerson and I both didn't get a chance to really do anything. I think their last race is I think it was last Saturday. Kind of butthurt. Got that cool car over there just sitting there. And I don't really want to travel for a drag race yet. I thought about doing the Scotty one. But after watching it this year and seeing how windy it was, and I think they got rained out again. Or something like that. Kind of glad I didn't go. Maybe next year. Just when you think you're done with calipers, you need them again. Holy crap. That's on there tight. I want to stretch out the ball end. Come on. I over tightened it. Now I under tightened it. There we go. Okay. 3 more of those. Struggle bus. Yeah, I saw that. Wasn't it Frank Ulbrich who did 100 miles an hour? The times are getting nuts. For sure. That's a full second faster than my fastest at our place up here. I think the fastest I ever went was like a 2:31. Slow compared to what's out there now. Pretty sure it's Frank Ulbrich. An event last weekend. That's pretty awesome. I'm like I said, I was a little bummed out I didn't get a chance to really run mine around here this year. They were doing something at like a industrial park. It wasn't the 5-star guys. It was just like a group on Facebook or whatever, and they do it on Saturdays, and like we race every Saturday, you know. Or I have to run races every Saturday, so it's like can't do it, even though I wanted to. If we had a place to do it around, like close to the HobbyPlex, I think we would try to organize something. But it's like all of our parking lot's terrible, and the streets busted up, and the place next door. I thought about asking them if they'd let us use their parking lot because it's fairly new. Just never really got around to it. What the heck? Oh, there we go. $2mm, last one. You can feel the end coming quick. Probably should have greased these. That would have made it easier. Is there that many people? So Chris Hardison's on here. He just said that they're out until like 3 a.m. Wonder if that's just because of the turnout they're having. I mean, it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is kind of a hotbed of drag racing. Or is it just because you want to stay out that late? Right? Should be right there. Okay. Pliers, pliers, pliers. Manny's RC Garage 68 from France. That's awesome. 7 a.m. in France. Oh my gosh. Come on now. There's somebody from France watching. I gotta look like I know what I'm doing. There we go. Number 1. That means that this one, aha, goes like that. Thank you. I'm glad you're glad you watch them. Yeah. Yeah, there's no real easy way to do that, is there? Because they won't be on our actual like Hobby Town website. Man, I can't type either. Wow. I mean, I can, just not like this. Let me type here. Yeah, whatever. Nice. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. That's pretty cool. Had that. Huh. Chris, that's actually really funny. So Bender's not on here, but he would have he would actually tell you to polish the balls. Like but actually what you need to do I guess my question is, did you put grease in the turnbuckle itself before you built them? Because the grease helps it adjust without being so tight that they pull off. But I have had turnbuckles still do that, even though I still have had turnbuckles do that no matter what. So. Okay, so that's one more for the rear, and then should go this way, right? Just gonna move it this way. Yeah, chapstick works too, Matt. But basically, I would take your turnbuckles apart and then take black grease, or the great grease that I use is just like that blue like O-ring grease, and then spooge it into the turnbuckle end, and then put it back together, and it should be a lot easier to adjust stuff once you do that. Okay, almost got it here. This last part is just tedious. Or at least it just feels tedious, I guess. Greg Henry. Haven't seen Greg Henry in a while. Okay. Gotta make sure that these are up and centered. Chris, it wouldn't allow you to say fat chicks and dodgeball. That's pretty funny. It was put in, what's that called? Review. It was put in review. That's pretty hilarious. It's like, come on, man. You can't say fat chicks. Okay, we're almost there. We need to get these guys settled into... My fingers are so fat. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you guys. Don't call me fat.
Should be. There we go. Did you see the TLR tuned Typhon RTR was announced today? So they're going to have the pre-built Typhon TLR tuned version and are ready to run. Front and rear are in fact 1.8s. So one of our guys that just bought one of these was asking if if there was a front and rear sway bar, and it looks like they use the same sway bar front and back. So there you go. Pretty much identical. Okay, we need some more of these guys. Yeah, I wish more tracks did a beginner style anything goes kind of thing too, and promoted it really well. I think it would get a lot more new people into RC if all tracks would do something like that. I hear ya. And then try to not be dicks to people. I try not to be a dick to people. Sometimes I just can't help it. Sorry, that was just a funny thing to say more than anything. Do we do the slash class? Yeah, Matt. The last so I'm running Fridays again, and since I'm down there instead of working upstairs, I have been pushing the slash class pretty hard. And a couple Fridays ago, we had, I think there was 7 or 8 of us. It was really fun. The thing about our slash class is you cannot get upset over anything that happens in our slash class. You're not allowed to. We pretty much just slam into each other for like 4.5 minutes, and then the last 30 seconds we actually try to win the race. So it's a lot of fun, actually. It's been a lot of fun. Like, basically, you don't want to be the first one on the straightaway with trucks behind you, because you'll end up in the wall. Fridays, let's see. With a good turnout, we're usually all wrapped up by, say, 11 at the latest. With the turnouts we've been having lately, it's kind of like it's which I don't think is going to be happening. This is right around the time of the year when Fridays start getting really busy again. But that being said, the last couple of Fridays, we've had about 30 entries. We've been doing like an hour per round, so we're usually done. Yeah, about 10. But when the turnouts start to get better, probably 11 be more like it. But that's if you're not like Plex speckers. We try to run the Plex speckers first, so we get the kids at home. Even though especially now with even though it's not a school night, we still want to get them, home at a decent hour. So if you're in like mini truggies, usually end up running last or something like that. Maybe we did run the slash class this last Friday. I don't know. I'm having trouble remembering stuff. It's starting to get late. I need my skinny pliers. Not much room back here. There we go. So we're putting on the sway bars now, and then we just have the servo mount, and then we're done. I'm gonna call it good. Call it done. 1 B6, not B6. 1 B74.2. It's a mouthful. Oh, come on. Haha. Okay. On Fridays, we're the busiest Friday usually is the first Friday after Christmas that we race. So we usually take about a 2-week break before and after Christmas, just because it's so crazy in the store. We really don't do any racing. So usually that first Friday back from Christmas, everybody's got new trucks and buggies and stuff, and they all want to race. And then like a quarter of those people just break stuff, and then you're like, meh, we broke it, and then they don't come back the following week, and then, but there's usually those 2 or 3 people that get the bug with new stuff, and then, oh crap, and then they're lifers, Definitely got to watch the spacing on the sway bar. So the book shows you that you want to leave about a 2mm gap from where it's flush with the bar to where you actually set the set screw on it, and that's to keep the sway bar clear from the dog bone. See if I get lucky and find this little set screw that I just dropped. If not, I got more, I think. What's that? Oh my god, I got lucky. Can you believe that? That is pure luck right there. We're going to have about 7 hours into this car. Some of it was me talking. Some of it was looking up YouTube stuff. on my phone. Some of it was going back and forth with the chat. But not too bad for my first Associated brand four-wheel drive. Why am I having so much trouble with this last freaking sway bar? Come on now. So there's flush, about 2 millimeters up. Got those locked in. Now they're going to want us to put the, pretty sure they got us putting the shocks on. There we go. So I like to put the bleeder screw to the inside of the car instead of to the outside. In case it does leak a little bit, you're probably less likely to get dirt all over it, I guess. Shock towers are carbon fiber, and that cool. They actually look really good because I did the shiny glue sealing on them with the Sharpie underneath of it. It actually turned out kind of cool. I like it. Next time we do this, I'll try to remember to have Instaset so that I can show you guys the other way that they're supposed to look. But I actually think they turned out pretty good. But yeah, they're carbon fiber. I do have a driver for this 5.5, I just not using it. Make sure that the sway bar is clear. It's pretty tight, but actually this one probably can come in a little bit. Okay, starting to look like a race car. Gonna do the fronts. Where's my drill at? Jeez. Okay, look at that. Freaking awesome. Okay, last part, and then we're done for now because the rest of this is all electronics. But I'm going to put that floating servo mount on there. And then, just a heads up, if you've never built a kit before, never, ever, ever use the plastic servo horns. Ever. Just don't. Go to the hobby store, get a metal servo horn. Preferably a clamping style. Team Associated even sells them. They're, I can't remember the part number right now, but this goes like that. Okay, all right, let's see. We're going to save that for the actual servo horn. That one, that goes into the pile of those that I already have a bunch of. And we're going to take this, this, and this. And we're going to need a bunch of these. There's my wheel nuts. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to hand tighten these. Where's my last little bit of thread lock? Little dip. And that goes like so. Three screws for the servo mount. I think everybody knew what you meant, John. I think that goes like, oh, yep, it goes like that because that's got to float so you can have a little bit of adjustment depending on servo size. I was tempted to put one of my ProTech 170 BLs in this car, but it's kind of an 8-scale servo, so kind of changed my mind. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. 160T or a 160 BL. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that one instead. Save my money for another couple weeks and get the BL. Okay, now we need that one and that one, 3x6s, and it goes like that. And it goes like that. Oh, wrong size. Jeez. Alright, servo mount is in. And then I think we're going to put the motor plate in or the motor mount, just so we don't lose the parts, because that would be bad. And it uses these nifty wider head, what do you call those? Low profile? Is that what LP stands for? But basically makes it so you don't have to use a washer underneath of it. And for now, I'm not going to worry about thread lock for now, just because we're just putting it in so we don't lose the parts, so we get our motor in there. And the rest of it is kind of the body and the wing and all the electronics, and then wheels and tires, and my quarter resets from J Concepts in October, so I'll get some four-wheel drive wheels right around that time and pay Kenny cash so that he can do my body without worrying about me paying for it. And there you go. One basically done B74.2, and I am beat. It is 12:30, but it feels like it should be like 3 a.m. in the morning for me. So I'm gonna take the extra parts that I have so I don't lose them. I'm going to get my own bin for these here at some point, but for now, I don't want to lose anything, so we're just going to put it all back in the box. And the screws, I'm probably going to keep in my little handy RPM tray, because I know they won't go anywhere if I put them there. My cat won't get to them. Put the instruction manual back in. Add the box to my collection of RC car boxes. For now, add the oils to my little collection of oils I have up there. And clean everything else up, because I got to take my tools with me tomorrow, so I don't lose them. Not lose them, but so I don't not have them when I'm needing them. I don't know. It's late. At this point, I'm just blabbering on. So put that there. A little cleanup here and there. All right. For now, there we go. One done B74.2. I encountered basically no problems to speak of. The front arms were a little tight when we mounted those on, or when I tightened everything down, so we took those off yesterday. We took some emery cloth and we kind of rubbed them on that to reduce the width of those spacers just enough so that these were free. And you know, a tight car is going to happen when it's brand new, but that was really tight. So that was really the only thing that I really needed to adjust. Like I said earlier, the battery strap part of it wasn't exactly clear on where to screw the piece that captures the rubber onto, but all you really had to do is take that and put it in the chassis first, and it was pretty easy to figure out. So there you go. We are done. The box stack, it's not all there, to be honest with you. See if I can Hang on. I'll pan over for you guys. That's my box stack. And then I have these up here too. If you guys can see all those. I'll zoom in. These are my classic ones, my collectibles. Woo! 3 hours of live streaming after 4 hours yesterday. I am beat. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna go to bed. And summer series tomorrow and Saturday. Day off on Sunday. One real work day, and then it's off to the races. Like I said, I think I'm gonna try to do a live stream at the track from Hoosier RC next week sometime. Might try to get some guests. So we'll play that one by ear, but I think I'm going to use my phone as a hotspot just to make sure I have internet for that. So, yeah, a lot going on in the next month for sure, but a lot going on just in this week and a half. So, I'm going to bail, and if you're local, I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like, tell your friends, and we'll get another video for you soon.